We're back up here at MoMA, and we're gonna see an exhibition which should be of great interest if you're a painting head. Stay tuned. And we're gonna run in and see this exhibition, The Forever Now, contemporary painting in an atemporal world. Whatever that means. Well, I've got about 20 minutes to run through this show. I was a little late, and the streets of the city were pretty crowded this morning. So we'll start out with a sweep of some paintings by Kerstin Brätsch, B-R-A-T-S-C-H. And I'm not going to have time to go through and give you the titles on these, but I'll just look at them, maybe give you a quick description. Now, these look like they're maybe mixed media on paper. And just got them laying against the wall. And over here you get like a stack of them. Maybe they'll be rotating this during the course of the exhibition. Well, I just asked a fellow critic what he thought of the show, and he said he thought it was uneven, and he didn't know whether he agreed with the premise of the theme. But I can only say that they have a painting show here at MoMA about once every 7 or 8 years, so you appreciate the small favors and just step in here and kind of scan over the front gallery. All I can tell is a Nicole Eisenman. Well, we've got an entire wall installation of works by Joe Bradley. And I think Joe's a Brooklyn artist. And he's been getting a lot of attention for the last, 7 or 8 years. I think I was busted at a Whitney Biennial in Joe's room. And these are grease pencil on canvas. And, well, I would estimate that this piece here is probably about 5 by 8 feet. 4.5 by 7.5, something like that. Well, these dark, thick paintings caught my eye. These are by Rashid Johnson. And yeah, it's interesting. Makes me think of Dubuffet. These are black soap and wax. This is titled Cosmic Slop, the Berlin Conference 2011. This is more Rashid Johnson. Cosmic Slop, Black Soap and Wax. It's by 2013. Well, I went to a discussion panel last week. They were talking about Pat Pasloff, but her partner was Milton Resnick, and it's kind of facture, this chunky surface, kind of makes me think of some of Resnick's late work. Michaela Eichwald. I think another thing that is interesting about this show is that it was organized by Laura Hoptman, one of the young curators that actually we've talked to her in her previous position at the new museum. This is also by Michaela Eichwald. It's called Kunsthalle St. Gallen. Synthetic polymer paint, oil, crayon, and lacquer. Here's Laura Hoptman. This is the lady that organized the show.
I'm watching this and do my own thing.
Congratulations. It's also Michelle Eichwald, Minister to the Alien. Synthetic polymer, paint, wax, lacquer, and tempera on synthetic leather. Well, she was talking about, or Laura was talking about, people kind of mixing and matching parts of art history. You know, so there's the Jackson Pollock splashes or slashes of paint, the Schnabel-esque slathers. Parts of this almost make me think of an early Philip Guston. Well, I was reading the press preview. Nicole Eisenman, titled Groundswell. And one of the things that I guess Laura was trying to do was show that a lot of contemporary painting is not really some monolithic movement, that there are a lot of various approaches. People are borrowing a lot from past history. Sort of mixy-matchy. It's kind of a giant painterly mosh pit in a lot of ways. And my idea was that that's not so different from what Arcello Bonito Olive was doing or theorizing about with the trance avant-garde back in the late 70s. This is titled Guy Capitalist, maybe? These labels are not really clear. Oh, she's got some, looks like collage elements in here. I think these are oil on canvas, maybe mixed media. That's Ann Timken, who curates here. It's a beautiful wall of paintings by Mark Grotjahn. And I have a lot of painter friends that think that Mark is one of the hottest tickets out there. This is Untitled, Untitled, and Untitled. Oil on cardboard mounted on linen. Collection of Donald B. Marin. Well, Mark is an LA painter, and I think we covered one of his shows probably 3 or 4 years ago down in Chelsea that was pretty extraordinary. And I think that these pieces are probably about 8 by 5 feet. And he's mounted cardboard on top of the linen. And you can sort of see the variegations as he squeegees over there and hits the little ridges in the cardboard. I'm thinking of Rapella, the Canadian artist, with a little of this. I am kind of in a hurry, so we're going to do kind of a cursory job here and just we get some panning views. And it's another large piece by Rashid. Oh, that's got to be about maybe 8 by 10 feet. And looks like they got the media out. Some works by Oscar Murillo. Now, Oscar has been getting a lot of press lately for some of his shenanigans, and he's also been made the poster boy or the whipping boy for what they're calling the flipper art. And I don't know, he's maybe in his late 20s, early 30s, and the pieces are already selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And Oscar is from Colombia. It's titled 7 Plus. Oil stick, spray, and graphite on canvas on linen. Well, I kind of like the way that he's sewing these things together, or patching them together. And yeah, here again we got a reference to abstract expressionism, and even I would say maybe Basquiat's street art from the mid-'80s. And this kind of presentation on the floor makes me think of Sam Gilliam, great painter from Washington, D.C. This is more Oscar, Untitled 2014. Well, they are putting forth this show as a showcase of some of the youngest and freshest, most cutting-edge painting these days. And just from my own opinion, I would say that in a lot of ways this is more like a best of collection. Many of these people have already been featured in Whitney Biennials, other major shows at big museums. This is by Mary Weatherford, titled La Noche. And okay, so she's got the neon tubes, which is recalls Mario Mertz. And then she's got some splashy abstraction back here. But, oh gosh, she's got some great linen. And this is a big painting. It's got to be 10 feet tall. I guess the way the light kind of beams off the various parts of the painting is kind of interesting, the way it changes the character. Okay, I always get paranoid when I see all these pieces of technology sticking out of the paintings here. This is Julie Mehretu. Oh, that's a surprise. Most of Julie's previous work that I've seen is very almost like architectural design, conceptual design, using a lot of very hard-edged graphic techniques. And boy, I'm almost afraid to ask what the speakers do. And here we've got a couple of smaller pieces. I wonder if this is supposed to be an installation. This is titled Heavier Than Air, Written Form 2014. Ink and synthetic polymer paint on canvas. I'd say that's about 4 by 6. And there's another piece by Julie. campaign jetter form. Well, seems like maybe Cy Twombly is of presence here. Some more Mary Weatherford, Northchester Avenue. I always have the feeling that these extensions to the transformer boxes are also part of the painting. These are kind of like a line that leads off the picture plane. More by Mary. Coney Island. Well, in this case, I think maybe more of the neon is better. But as a painter, I think maybe the neon is a distraction from what you're actually doing on the picture plane. This is more by Kerstin Brätsch, Siggy's Urban. These are agate glass masks and painted aluminum, and we saw these pieces at Gavin Brown's, so both Joe Bradley and Kristen are Gavin Brown, or at least they were, artists. It's a nice little compartment of paintings. Let's start over here. Charline von Heyl. This is German, born 1960. And this is titled Charlotta. Oil, synthetic polymer paint, and charcoal on canvas. Well, again, a lot of this recalls some of the bad painting, some of the neo-expressionism, although maybe by this point it's been mediated, and so these people are actually seeing it through photos or magazine reproductions. I like the color thing on this. It's votes behind me that I am Crazy Cat 2010 synthetic polymer paint and oil on cotton on linen. I like the punchy black and white there. Charline von Heyl. This is titled Cancedo Special, and they've got a note here that I don't have time to read, but Luciano Fratano slash painting. Well, this is a big painting. This is Chris Martin size, but this is by Matt Connor. And it's titled Variable Foot. And it's actually 3 different canvases, so it's a triptych stacked together. And I don't know, but I would say that's got to be at least maybe 20 feet tall and about 12 feet wide. And you come up and stand close to this and you can actually get the radiant beams from the color. It's a hot red. Well, this is sweet. Amy Sillman has got a whole little room here. Amy's also another Williamsburg painter. He's got a lot of fans in Brooklyn. And Amy was also featured in the Michelle Grabner curated biennial this year. This untitled Head. And I like what Amy's doing with her grays these days. She's using a very nice subtle palette and mixing in a lot of tints into the grays. This is a big piece. Miss Gleason oil on canvas, and I would say that this is at least maybe 9 foot square, 8 foot square. Amy's got a wonderful touch. And she's probably broke through about 8 or 9 years ago. Still Life #2. It's probably about 7 by 5. I sometimes get the feeling of early Philip Guston, Still Life #1, oil on canvas. Well, we'll run through. Oh, there's Walter Robinson. It's another Matt Connors piece. Matt is an American-born 1973. This is titled Divot, Synthetic Polymer Paint and Pencil on Canvas. So we're kind of working with the Barnett Newman, but using today's latest fashionable tertiary colors. It's a big piece by Laura Owens. I don't know, but I would imagine that it's probably titled Always Do Your Best. Well, Laura was also in the Whitney this year. This is acrylic silkscreen inks, flash oil, gesso on linen. And, well, I think one of the new approaches to this work is that a lot of it is using technology like the photo silkscreen and the distortions you get from that kind of mediation. And oh, look at that. She's got some paint that she's gooped on there. Well, they're going to try to kick me out, but I'm going to try to finish this off. Dianna Molzan. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm just about done. Dianna Molzan, well, I'm having to talk my life away here. Okay. Well, a lot of this makes me think of Kippenberg, and they're going to run me out of the gallery now. Okay, thank you. This is Josh Smith. Well, and so you saw it, folks. That was it. I ran out of time. The hammer of the authorities come down on me. This is James Kalm, coming to you from the Museum of Modern Art, reporting on Forever Now, contemporary painting in an atemporal world. And boy, congratulations to all the artists. Now everybody get the heck out of here. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. James Brown medley. Love it. All right.